Border demarcation advances amid simmering tensions. Cambodia and Thailand are pressing ahead with intensified border demarcation efforts at disputed villages in Banteay Meanchey province, as joint technical teams move into a new phase of surveying and installing temporary markers between posts 42 and 47. Even as Bangkok faces domestic protests over alleged foreign interference, and Cambodian officials respond to a fatal cross-border attack that displaced villagers. The State Secretariat of Border Affairs has clarified about ongoing work along the Cambodia-Thailand frontier in Banteay Meanchey, urging the public to rely on official information as joint technical teams continue surveying and preparing temporary boundary markers between border posts 42 and 47. In a statement, the SSBA said the two countries have agreed to deploy a joint survey team to carry out work in the field in order to move towards resolving issues in Chork Che and Prey Chon villages, located in Obaikoan Commune, Okrav District. According to the Secretariat, the verification of marker locations is part of long-standing bilateral efforts. The joint survey teams of both sides have been conducting fieldwork since 2006 to survey and identify the exact locations of 74 concrete boundary markers erected between 1919 and 1920, it said. The SSBA added that the verification process, including for posts 42 to 47, is conducted with the utmost accuracy and responsibility, using historical procès-verbaux from the French Protectorate era. It said that the activities completed so far have only involved verifying the exact locations of the existing boundary markers, and no physical land demarcation has taken place yet. Both sides have now agreed to move into the next phase. Working teams will conduct fieldwork starting from November 18, 2025 to survey and install temporary boundary markers between border posts No. 42-47, the SSBA said, noting the work falls under the 2000 MOU, the 2003 TOR, JBC meeting outcomes, and agreed technical instructions. The Secretariat called for public confidence in the government's handling of border matters, saying the Joint Boundary Commission has consistently upheld the highest level of professionalism and responsibility, prioritizing national interests, especially the protection of territorial integrity and national sovereignty. It urged the public to share accurate information to prevent misunderstandings. Cambodia and Thailand have completed 56% of the temporary border marker exercise along the stretch between markers 52 and 59, covering Cam Ranh District in Battambang Province and Chanthaburi Province in Thailand. Progress followed technical-level meetings to begin implementing newly approved instructions. A senior SSBA official told Khmer Times that both sides agreed to conduct work from November 8 to 17. During this period, a total of 94 temporary markers have been placed on the ground out of a total plan of 166 markers, achieving approximately 56% of the target, the official said, adding that both countries intend to complete the remaining tasks soon. The official confirmed that technical teams met yesterday at the Poipet International Border Checkpoint to advance boundary work following the endorsement of new instructions by both JBCs. Thai media earlier reported that progress on planting markers along the Chanthaburi, Trat sector has reached nearly 90%, with 149 of 166 markers installed over 7.45 kilometers. On November 22, more than 100 Thai and Cambodian personnel placed 13 temporary markers between points 57 and 58 in Pong Nam Ron District. Work is scheduled to continue on November 24 with installation from TM 57-20 to TM 57-34. Officials said satellite and drone technology are being used to ensure precise, transparent and verifiable demarcation, supporting long-term stability along the border. A special JBC meeting held in Chanthaburi on October 21, 22 resulted in a 6-point joint statement noting the talks were conducted, in an atmosphere of friendship and cordiality. The meeting was co-chaired by Lam Chia, minister in charge of the SSBA, and Prasas Prasasvanichai of the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Both sides agreed to replace 15 boundary pillars at their original positions and relocate 3 submerged pillars to mutually agreed site. To speed up work, the 2003 terms of reference will be revised to incorporate modern technologies such as LiDAR mapping. For the section between pillars 42 and 47, Cambodia and Thailand committed to finalizing technical instructions for joint surveys and the placement of temporary markers. The Thai government continues to face pressure from domestic groups over perceived foreign involvement. The Unite the Land to Protect Sovereignty movement marched to the Malaysian embassy and later the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok, calling on both countries to refrain from what protesters described as interference in Thailand's sovereignty and its dealings with Cambodia. However, Malaysia has rejected claims of interference. Malaysian national news agency Bernama reported that Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said Malaysia had not intervened but merely facilitated dialogue. He said Malaysia's role was as a close and trusted neighbor, not one that prescribes solutions or imposes decisions. He added that Malaysia enabled communication between senior officials, but did not dictate the process or outcome, stressing that both countries retain full sovereign rights. Anwar said the issue may be discussed during an upcoming visit by Thailand's Prime Minister Anyutin Charnvirakul, but only as part of bilateral consultation. Royal Academy of Cambodia Secretary-General Yang Piu yesterday questioned Thailand's criticism of Malaysia, saying Thailand was partly responsible for its own tensions. Malaysia, as the chair of ASEAN, and especially Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, has played an important role as a good neighbor to both Cambodia and Thailand, providing support as a mediator, he said, praising Anwar's efforts. A delegation from the Military Attaché Corps of Phnom Penh, accompanied by the Ministry of National Defence's liaison group, has visited civilians displaced by a recent Thai cross-border military attack in Banti Minchi Province, Prey Chon village, where 1 villager was killed and 3 injured. The visit took place at Wat Chansi Samaki Ratanaram in East Cobb village, where families have taken refuge after fleeing violence. Defense Ministry spokeswoman Lieutenant General Mali Sochita said the delegation arrived at 2:10 p.m. Saturday to assess conditions and offer support. Authorities said civilians were evacuated after what Cambodia described as an unprovoked Thai attack on November 12 at 3:50 p.m. in Prey Chon village, Obaikoan commune, which left 3 Cambodians injured and 1 dead. The attache's visit aimed to observe humanitarian conditions and show solidarity while the government continues to monitor border developments.